Since I was a kid, I've constantly DM'd and messaged many big YouTubers to no response. So today I'm going to be messaging 1,000 of them to finally get that response I've always dreamed of. I wasn't sure how to go about this, so I just started messaging some big YouTubers off the top of my head. PewDiePie. Big fan, love videos. Smiley face. Boom. But I instantly realized that this was going to be impossible. And as I got around 15 YouTubers messaged, I was already 30 minutes into messaging and I realized I was not going to have anywhere near enough time to get this done. You see, I'm flying across America in a day to go to Utah for an entire week for important business measures. And my schedule from that point on allowed no time to spend this long on Little Jed's dream. But I was not going to let Little Jed down, so I got to thinking. And after careful consideration of my mental health, I decided that I was going to message all 1,000 YouTubers in one day. As stupid as this sounds, I'm not sure if it's going to be possible. 1,000 is a lot more than I thought, and it took me 30 minutes just to message 15 of them. At that speed, it would take me over 2 days, so I definitely needed a faster way to message them. I decided that I would use a copy and paste message that every YouTuber can understand. I wanted each and every YouTuber to know just how serious I was. I was going to say that I'm messaging them to prove that networking with creators is possible as long as you're willing to put in the hard work. And then I wanted to ask them one question. I wanted to ask them what is one piece of advice they would give to up-and-coming creators. It's simple, it's fast, and every single YouTuber loves talking about growth. So with this new method, I started messaging a bunch of YouTubers really fast. I would get a YouTuber's name from the handmade document I made, paste the message in said YouTuber's DMs, and repeat. But as I was messaging them, I still wasn't sure if this was going to work. I had 18 hours left until I go across the country, minus sleep. But after I started messaging them, the craziest thing happened straight away. Okay, so I'm just about to leave my house, but somebody with 1 million subscribers just responded to me in the first 10 people I just messaged. I'm not allowed to check what it said, but oh my gosh. Within 5 minutes, I had gotten a response, and then 15 minutes later, another response, and then another response 10 minutes later. I had gotten 3 responses within an hour. I was freaking out. I did not expect anybody to respond at all, and at this point, I only messaged around 40 people. The 3 people that responded were Beppo, Blockfax, and Hayden Hillier Smith. With these 3 responses, my motivation to do this skyrocketed. At the start of this challenge, I expected maybe 5 people to respond maximum, but now who knows how many might respond. I got back to work and I was messaging a lot. I had momentum, but as I gained a lot of momentum, I ran into a brick wall. Twitter spam blocking. For every 20-ish people you spam DM on Twitter in a row, Twitter will mark you as spam and block you for 10 to 15 minutes. This added a huge time constraint for me. At least a few hours was instantly chopped off because of that alone. With around 900 YouTubers left to DM, I was already 2 hours in. I was dedicated to messaging these YouTubers and nothing in the world was going to stop me from doing all 1,000 in one day. So I decided to just get to work. I keep getting response after response. 7 people have responded to me. I don't know what to do. I have 6 hours to DM 550 people. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I have to hurry up. On top of the previous 3 responses from Beppo, Blockfax, and Hayden Hillier Smith, I had 4 more responses. I was getting responses as I was DMing the YouTubers. The 4 more YouTubers who responded were PayMoneyWubby, who said to do something better or something different, then get lucky. Finster, who told me to dress like a woman, because it worked for them, and I said I would be taking this into consideration. Joey Natto, who said find a niche and stay loyal to it and build a committed fanbase. And lastly, I Am Lucid, who said not to tell anybody. I was so motivated after hearing these responses, so I went straight back to DMing YouTubers. Okay, so my camera's dead, but at this point I've messaged around 600 YouTubers and we've gotten already almost 15 to 20 responses. I'm freaking out. This is crazy. I did not expect more than 5 people to respond, but I think they're seeing that it's like a project or something. They're seeing that I'm like on a mission to DM 1,000 YouTubers, so they're like, oh, I gotta be a part of that. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this by the end of the night. I'm just grinding, I'm doing nothing else but just sitting on my phone DMing people. This is crazy, there's so many of them. As happy as I was with so many responses, on the other side of the story, I was almost out of time. And with 400 YouTubers left to DM, I genuinely, and I'm not just saying this, had no idea if I had enough time to get this done. My plane left early in the morning, so I didn't have a second to waste. I have been messaging YouTubers for 8 hours. I am on YouTuber 796 as of right now. Still, I think it's about 9 right now. I might make it. 200 more to go and I'm done. As I was DMing and doubting myself, I thought back to why I was doing this in the first place. DMing 1,000 YouTubers in reality shouldn't be this dramatic, and obviously I wanted to make Little Jed proud and get all of those responses. But deep down, part of me wanted to prove to myself and the people watching not only how hard I was willing to work to get something I believed in done, but to prove to everyone watching that you can achieve anything. And I mean anything. As long as you are confident in yourself and you are willing to get to work to take at least a small step towards your dreams, you can do it. YouTube is my dream. And just like I'm gonna DM all 1,000 YouTubers, I'm gonna take steps to assure I'm a YouTuber. So if you find this content somewhat enjoyable, maybe you can subscribe and get fed another one of my videos in the future. But for now, I am dedicated to getting all these YouTubers DM'd, so let's do it. Up until this point, I had been DMing around 100 YouTubers every hour and a half. And because of Twitter blocking me for spam every 10 minutes, for 15 minutes, I was not going to make it. But for some reason, I just refused to fail. At this point, I wasn't even dedicating any time to set up the camera, record clips, or do any reactions. I was just straight DMing YouTubers. So to make it on time and to get all of the YouTubers DM'd before my flight early in the morning, I used a second account on Twitter to DM faster. But even this might have not been enough. But I didn't care. I refused to fail and I got to the final stretch of DMing all 1,000 YouTubers. As the final minutes ticked by and the timer hit 0, it was time to see just how many people I had messaged. And lo and behold, with legit 15 minutes to spare, I had messaged all 1,000 YouTubers. I had finally finished messaging 1,000 YouTubers. However, this wasn't the end. I wanted to see just how many responses I would get. But the problem is they weren't going to all respond right after I messaged them. I mean, I was getting responses as I was DMing the YouTubers, but I still had to wait for the majority of them to respond. So I decided to just leave for Utah and have my fun. And after a week of having my fun in Utah, I returned home to this. I had my DMs filled with YouTubers' responses. Some of them sending small text, others responding with massive paragraphs, and even job offers. Yes, I was offered places to work from this. The amount of responses completely exceeded my expectations. I was infinitely blown away. At the beginning of this entire project, I set a prediction for how many would respond. And at the beginning, I said 20 YouTubers would respond. But I got that completely blown out of the water with 82 responses. 82! Like, what? I was beyond happy with how this had turned out, so I needed to read them. Now, obviously, I can't put all 82 responses right now, or else this video would be 30 minutes long. But I'll try to highlight some of my favorite responses. Bob the Pop-Up says, decide early on what you don't want to do so you can enjoy yourself when making videos. Mapix says to just make good videos and the views will come to you. Ash Swag says to give up before it's too late. Moaz says to not compare yourself to other creators' journeys and focus on getting better yourself. Nick Nimmin says to understand your reason and why you make videos and who you want to make them for. Blackboy Max says to always innovate and not be scared of trying something new. Jackson says that if you set your mind on a goal and work towards it every single day, that anything is possible. Max Fosh says to understand that the viewer's time is precious. LG Winsanity says to not focus on numbers as new creators. Focus on quantity of videos and getting a lot of videos out so you can learn how to do YouTube. Play YouTube as a long-term game because it's a learning experience, and once you understand how it works and you have an audience, you can focus on quality. And finally, we have Pippin FTS with my personal favorite piece of advice. He says that imagination is your greatest strength. Traveling the infinite possibilities within ideas we can consider as your #1 asset in getting your first viral or semi-viral video. Your success exists, you just need to think of it.